Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate you spending a little time here. Today's beer comes from Rahr and Sons Brewing. These guys are down in Texas. This is their Midnight Cab. And what this is a Saison / farmhouse ale coming in at 9.5% alcohol by volume. Beer Advocate has this at 7.5%. So they're wrong. Imagine that. That ain't never happened, has it? Yeah, right. Untapped has it at 9.5. So they've probably done this beer several different times, and it has different ABVs. And Beer Advocate does not differentiate between the years. So it is what it is. Hate to mealy mouth any of the sites, but a lot of times Beer Advocate's information is very wrong. Just is what it is. I rely more on Untapped for giving me the correct information, because they do differentiate a lot of times between what different years and stuff the beers have been produced. But this is still considered Midnight Cab, and that's what I typed in at Untapped. That's what I typed in at Beer Advocate. So you can see, and it may be somewhere in Beer Advocate's file somewhere. I'm sure somebody's going to post, oh, here, this beer is here. Well, I shouldn't have to jump through hoops to find it, and I don't. I absolutely do not. So when I type it in, it brings back what it is, and it is what it is. This was sent to me by my brother Brandon C. down in Texas, and I've had this one for a little while because this one has a date on the bottom of it. 07/4 of 18. So I hadn't had it too long, evidently. This is July 4th of 2018. So, Brandon, thanks a bunch, my brother, for sending this to me. I thought I'd had it longer than that, but evidently I haven't. So this is their Midnight Cab Cabernet Barrel Aged Black Saison, 9.5%. So we got the ABV and the IBU, canned on date. The IBUs are not as critical as they used to be. Now that they've started dry hopping these beers, that throws the IBU thing out the window, because it's not a correct measurement of what the bitterness, the IBUs are, guys. So it used to be that it would chat my ass quite a bit if I couldn't get the IBUs on the beer to see how bitter it is, but depending on their hopping techniques and brewing techniques, that basically has become irrelevant over the last couple of years. So can't go by the IBUs anymore, because dry hopping screws that up big time. So it is what it is. As long as we can get the ABV on the can or bottle, and the canned and bottled on date on there, not a best by, used by, enjoyed by, whatever date, that goes a long way in my book, guys. So commercial description here on Untapped says barrel aged black Saison, aged 6 months in French oak Cabernet barrels, deep black hue, hints of white pepper, black tea, and currants. And currants is very bitter, guys. So I'm hoping they balance this out fairly well, and we're getting ready to find out. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. We don't have the IBUs. We got the ABV, and we got the canned on date. So let's see what we have. Let's pop the top on this, get it into the glass, and while I am pouring this, I will tell you the cuisine is curried in Thai, cheeses the earthy, Camembert Fontina, your nutty cheeses, Asiago Kobe Parmesan, your stronger cheeses, Gorgonzola Limburger, and it says general salad, aperitif, meat, poultry, fish, and shellfish, glass-wired pint bacchanalic tumbler tulip, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite tulip glass today, guys. It says you can cellar this beer for a long time. We didn't cellar it too long. I thought I had it longer than that, but evidently I haven't. So, get that up where you can see it, about 1/8 of a finger of head on that. And it is pretty dark, maybe just a little bit of red ribbiness around the bottom of the glass here where it's center. To the nose we go. Nice roasted malt. I am getting big time hints of the Cabernet barrels, very venomous, grapish, almost like a wine. Not getting much dark fruits or anything like that because it's cold right out of the fridge. But the malt and the great venomous characteristics are there. You can definitely tell that it's been put in wine barrels. Well, it's time. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Tasty. Definitely big time grape notes on it, what I'm getting now. Not a lot of that farmhouse Saison funkiness going on. Just a slight hint of that. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more. I don't know what yeast they've used, whether they use some kind of Brettanomyces or Lactobacillus. A lot of times you'll get those big notes from the yeast they've used. It doesn't tell me. I don't see what type of yeast they've used. But it does have a slight hint of that Saison-esque qualities. Not much. It's very subdued. A lot of grape notes. I am getting a lot of that Cabernet barrel grape notes on this beer. Very pleasant. Alcohol is super well hidden. Very well made beer. Finishes a little bit on the dry side. Very pleasant. Very, very pleasant. So let me sip on this and let her taste it, and we'll come back. I'm going to take this out to the deck and sip on it for a little while and see what we end up with. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Just sipping on it for a little bit. Decent beer. I mean, it's not blowing my hair back or my socks off or anything like that. It does have a nice venomous, grape-esque flavor from the Cabernet barrels they put it in. The alcohol is super well hidden. That tells me it's a well-made beer. Kind of tasty. I may go against the grade on this one. Rahr does some really tasty stuff. They've got the ABV on the can at 9.5%, which is super well hidden, which tells me it's a well-made beer. And canned on date on the bottom of it. Very, very nice beer, guys. Not sure it's something that I would pick up. It doesn't have enough of that Saison farmhouse funkiness going on with it to be considered a Saison farmhouse ale. Very subdued on these characteristics. So let's dive in, see what we got here. Final choke. That funkiness is there, but it's kind of subdued. Maybe that's what they were shooting for here on this, guys. They didn't want that big funkiness to overpower everything else. And it may have kind of subsided or subdued itself a little bit with them putting it in a barrel for a while. Decent beer, guys. It is. It's not outstanding or world class or anything by any means, but I'm impressed by how well the alcohol is hidden for a 9.5%. I would just like to see more of that Saison farmhouse funkiness going on with the beer. Uh, but it is what it is. This may be what they were shooting for, guys. It is what it is. And as far as I'm concerned, uh, like I said, I may go against the grade on this one, but I'm gonna put this at the B plus, guys. 88 for me on this one. Uh, Over to Beer Advocate, and I did tell you earlier, Beer Advocate has this at 7.5%. So I don't know if we should count this grade. Maybe they did this beer before and it was a little bit lower in the ABV than what this particular version is. But they have it at 3.87 out of 5 on a 7.5%. So I didn't see the 9.5% there. So I don't know how much you can count on that. Untapped does have it at 9.5%, and they have it at 3.68, which is not even to their B plus range. That's in their B range. I think it's just a tad better than that. They give us ABV and they give us a canned on date. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because the alcohol is super well hidden, which tells me it's a well-made beer, guys. But the farmhouse funkiness, Saison-esque qualities are a little subdued on this one, in my opinion. So with that being said, that's why I give it to 88, B plus. So we've got the grade from them. They say 3.68, and like I said, Beer Advocate even has the wrong ABV on this beer. So evidently they've done it before, and a lot of times the batches change from year to year or batch to batch of what the alcohol is and whatever. But this is the 2018 edition. This is the Rahr and Sons Brewing. This is their Midnight Cab, and which is considered a Saison farmhouse ale, but that yeast quality is very subdued, and I don't know if the barrel aging had anything to do with that, but I am getting the big notes from the grapes from putting it in the Cabernet barrels. So if you've had this, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.